Alright, hey guys, Unwanted Player here, coming at you with the Smite video I promised. This one's actually going to be a guide on how I personally play Xian Tian and how I build for Joust matches. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so for the starter and the tier 1 item, you're going to go Tainted Steel. It costs 650, magical power 25, magical protection and physical protection 15 each. The passive is enemy gods that you hit have their healing taken reduced by 15% for 6 seconds, which is a really long time. You are healed for 100% of the healing reduced, and it can be upgraded at level 20. I'll talk about what to upgrade it to later on when we get to that point. Alright, so for our tier 1 item, it's going to be Uncommon Staff. It costs 650, it gives us plus 15 magical power and plus 75 health. It's going to help us be a little tanky while also asserting some damage in the lane so we can win it and win camps. With the rest of your gold, you want to get the mana and health pots that you need, or you can get other stuff. You can get wards if you need a ward, red buff, but I personally recommend just getting the health and mana pots. So for upgrading our abilities, we're going to want to put 1 point into every single one at the start of it. You can sometimes forego the 3, but I just personally recommend putting 1 into everything and then maxing out your square first. So how I personally recommend fighting as Xian Tian, you always want to try to get to the back line as fast as possible. I know as a Guardian, your first assumption is, oh, I got a tank for my team. But with Joust, it's not as important, especially if you're going for a hybrid Xian Tian build. You can just go straight in behind them and go for the weak ones. Right here, I'm choosing to throw Zhonghui away with my ult. I should have thrown him into my team. I just expected the Vamana ult to be lasting a little bit longer than it did. Because we would have got him anyways, but we got him in the end right here. There you go. But it's always safer. If you feel like your team can't do it, just throw the god away. Alright, so let's talk about our first full item. It's going to be Ethereal Staff. Its base price is going to be 2,650, plus 90 magical power, plus 200 health. Doesn't sound like a whole lot's going on, but the main thing we want as a passive is whenever you damage an enemy god with an ability, you steal 8% maximum mana as well as 6% maximum health from the target. That stat remains stolen for 45 seconds, and the target affected can have multiple buffs and debuffs at once. This can only occur once every 15 seconds. So this is going to help us with survivability while also still doing the damage that we need. Also right here I'm going to talk about Smoldering Rage real quick, which is Xian Tian's passive. Xian Tian gains stacks of Smoldering Rage each time he hits an enemy god with an ability, and for each stack of Rage Xian Tian has, he gains HP 5, and the stack lasts 18 seconds. This is going to be what's helping us stay alive and pretty much heal off any damage you take. You can see right there I have 44 HP 5 right now after I took the damage I did. And then it goes down to 88. So it's a pretty hefty amount of HP 5 you can get without needing a build at all, which is really going to help us stay in longer, which is also comboing well with Ethereal Staff and Tainted Steel, which are also going to help us stay in longer. Alright, for our next full item, we're going to be going for Voidstone. It's 2,400 for the base price. It gives you 40 magical power, 60 magical protection, and 250 health. We don't really care about the stats. They're amazing, but the main thing we want is the aura. The enemy gods within 55 units have their magical protection reduced by 10. This is great, especially for the team comp we're going against right now, which is a Zhonghui and a Vamana, 2 tanky gods who usually build tank if they're smart. This is going to help us get rid of some of their protection as well as Thor's base magical protection. If you want a simple way of looking at it, it's pretty much just more damage on top of the magical power, except it's for everybody on your team that does magical damage. So right here I'm going to be ulting Zhonghui and Vamana. 2 of my preferred targets right now in this game because neither of them have Fury like the Thor. Thor is going to have Fury, so if I ever ult him, he's just going to burn it, which is important in its own right. But if I can get Zhonghui killed, that's way more important. I highly recommend this to anybody playing Zhang Kui. If you have your ult and there's someone who's squishy without Fury, mostly go for that guy. You can see how the Zhang Kui's level is only 7. He's falling behind slowly but surely just because I have been trying to go for him every time. And then here's another example of how you should be ulting a Xian Tian. Alright, so for your second relic, you have a lot of different options you can go with. I personally am going with Blink Rune for this game because we're kind of just dumpstering on them, so I might as well have some fun. But I normally recommend getting Shell, Puri if you need it. It just depends on how the game is going, but if you're really just having an easy time, just go for Blink Rune. It makes life easier for everybody. Alright, so this is where it kind of becomes more of a damageable as well. Spear Magus is actually what I'm building right now. Its max price is 2,650. It gives you plus 110 magical power, plus 12 magical penetration, and plus 12% magical lifesteal. Pretty insane stats, but it's not even like the best part about it. What we want as a support is going to be the passive. Whenever you damage an enemy god with an ability, you mark them to make them take 7.5% increased damage from all sources. This effect lasts for 7 seconds and it can only occur once every 15 seconds. It's kind of self-explanatory why it's good for a support. It's going to be increasing your hunters and the mage's damage by 7.5% right now for this team. It's also going to give you some lifesteal for survivability and some damage so you can scare people away. Alright, so for our next item, we're going to go with Talisman of Energy for this. Price is going to be 2,100. It's going to give you plus 60 magical protection and plus 300 health. The passive is getting a kill or assist on enemies causes you and allies within 70 units to gain stacks of energy. Energy stacks provide 2% movement speed, 2% attack speed, and 10 MP5 per stack. Lasts 10 seconds and stacks up to 6 times. So this is mostly for the mana. The attack speed and movement speed is amazing too, but it's mostly for the mana that we're doing it. It's going to give us 60 MP5 on top of the about 50 to 60 HP5 we have without building any at all. This is just going to really help us stay in longer, especially comboing well with Spear Magus' lifesteal and Ethereal Staff's mana steal and health steal, and then Tainted Steel's lifesteal steal. So real quick, while this match is ending, I'll talk about the last item you want to get and what options you have. So Spectral Armor is probably the one you're going to mostly be building because it's 100 meta. So it's going to cost 1950, 60 physical protection, 300 mana, 200 health, 10 MP5. It's going to cut 30% of the damage of a critical hit. Really important right now because every hunter builds it. So for your substitution option for that is going to be Shogun's Gusari. It's 2,150 for the cost, 10% cooldown reduction, 50 magical protection, 150 health, and then 20 MP5. Ally gods within 70 units have their attack speed increased by 30. It works really well with amulets, attack speed, and movement speed. As for Tainted Steel's upgrade, I would recommend getting Tainted Amulet, mostly because we are going to be doing damage, and we're not going to be trying to take it like the other one. It's just because it gives you 100% of the healing reduce, and it reduces it by 30% of the ones you hit. But yeah, that's my guide for Xian Tian. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one, guys.